And we have a tornado warning just issued for parts of Reno and southeastern sections of Rice County. We've been watching a storm that has been very persistent moving to the south. It's the one that we just covered for you in the 6 o'clock broadcast. Now, this storm has produced a funnel cloud, so we'll definitely be investigating this storm even closer for the rotation, but appears to be strong enough now to prompt this tornado warning for, again, portions of northern Reno County, southeastern sections of Rice County. Looks like it does not include McPherson County. First, I'll let you see the radar in motion so you can see for yourself. The storm is actually moving back toward the south and west. Now, it does look like the tornado warning does include parts of Hutchinson. Again, what we've had confirmed to us, we've seen a couple pictures coming in on social media that would indicate there is at least a funnel cloud with this storm. We're not in a typical setup here of this storm producing a large tornado. We're not going to see any of that, but it's certainly looking like a funnel cloud here.
If they can take Hutch Skycam up upstairs, because we can see the funnel from our Hutchinson camera.
So let's go to our Hutchinson sky camera if we can, guys. There you can see it, and it looks like it's hard to tell here, but again, we definitely have a wall cloud here. That's the lowering of the cloud base right in through here, and this definitely, to me, looks like it's stirring up a little bit of dust down at the ground, but we're quite a ways away here. We're looking back to the north. And again, this is from the Kansas State Fairgrounds. If you're just now joining our coverage here, it looks like we maybe have contact, the circulation in contact with the ground. This just outside of Hutchinson. So what we would advise here, if you're north of the Kansas State Fairgrounds here, you need to be moving to a place of safety. We're not expecting this thing to last very long, but what's happening is the storm is interacting with a wind shift that we've been tracking for you this afternoon across Kansas, and that is causing the storm to spin up what will likely end up being just a brief tornado, but it looks like our dust cloud down at the ground getting a little bit more visible, and so we definitely have a circulation here that has made contact with the ground, so we have to call it a tornado. This is a storm that has produced hail a little bit larger than 1 inch in diameter, and now with the storm getting a little bit more intense, we do have a tornado on the ground near Hutchinson. So if you're watching our coverage now, you need to be moving to a place of safety. Again, we're not expecting this thing to last very long, but we definitely have a rope tornado now in contact with the ground. We can see the dust cloud that it's stirring up there. If you're in Hutchinson and you're north of the fairgrounds, what do? You need to be moving to a place of safety at once, and that means getting below ground if that option is available to you. That's what you should do now. If you don't have a basement available to you, you need to get to a small interior closet, the lowest, most center portion of your home. Put as many walls between you and the tornado as you can, because any debris that's circulating around in this dust cloud, if anything would penetrate the exterior walls, you want to put as much distance between you and the outside as you possibly can. It looks like we're getting a little bit bigger here. The storm probably organizing here, and so we definitely, again, this is live pictures that you're looking at here. This is from our sky cam on the fairgrounds, looking back to the north. Tornado looks to be getting bigger here, and definitely a very dangerous situation as we watch this happen live. If you're in Hutchinson, you're north of the fairgrounds, you want to be seeking shelter at once. If you're new to Kansas and you don't know what to do in this type of situation, a basement's always going to be the best place to be. As you go to the basement, you want to get underneath something sturdy that will protect you from something that could fall from above. And definitely want to put on shoes, because if your house was to take a hit, you don't want to be coming out and walking on debris barefoot. So again, these are live pictures from Capitol Federal Skycam on the fairgrounds in Hutchinson. We're looking back to the northwest. Tornado in progress right now. It looks to be getting stronger, and just off the screen here, I'm actually looking at the radar here. We are actually north of Hutchinson right now, so we're tracking this at about, it looks to me like it's going to be about 2 or 3 miles to the northeast of Nickerson is where we're seeing the circulation right now. So it doesn't look like the tornado's in Hutch, but we have a very good visual of it here, looking back to the northwest. Again, large, it looks like a growing tornado here as the storm continues to move to the south. This is a quick update here from a radar standpoint. Let's go back to the radar and let's make use of what we're looking at there, and then we'll come right back to that picture here. Here's the circulation right in through here. The storm drifting back slightly to the southwest, Nickerson in through here. So a very dangerous storm here. Doesn't look like it's in Hutch yet, but something we're monitoring very, very closely. Let's go back to the sky cam. Again, as you watch the pictures here, as we see it, as you do too. Again, this is live video here of a tornado off to the north of Hutchinson. Looks to be just a mile or two to the northeast of Nickerson here. A large tornado, looks from our vantage point here, seems to be growing in size. We can take the Skycam full, if you will, guys. We'll try to point out what we're looking at here. as the storm tracks to the south. We often talk about the wall cloud. That's the lowering of the cloud base right through here. It's very narrow, very different than what we talk about when it comes to a shelf cloud that can extend for miles across the horizon. So this is our wall cloud, and of course here's the tornado. It looks like it's stirring up a lot of dust, has a very dark black color look to it because the sun is illuminating it from the other side. But this is a tornado in progress. This is not video from 5-10 minutes ago. This is happening now. Live just to the north of Hutchinson. We've got the circulation to the northeast of Nickerson. Might be worthwhile, guys, in the Storm Center if we can check for any kind of debris on the radar, something we often use the radar for to see, but we've got a pretty good picture of it here as it happens live just to the northeast of Hutchinson. So tornado warning does continue for areas that include Nickerson. It does include the Willowbrook area. It does include the city of Hutchinson. If the sirens are sounding in Hutch, it's because we've got a tornado on the ground that's just to the north of Hutchinson, and it's happening right now live as we watch it on the air. So again, this is our wall cloud. The storm is actually moving back to the southwest, so there's a pretty good chance that this thing will never make it into the city of Hutchinson. We'll certainly hope that continues to be the case. But if you're off to the northeast of Nickerson, you want to be moving to a place of safety at once, and that means going to the basement. That means getting under something sturdy that could protect you from anything that may fall from above, the lowest, most center portion of your home. If you don't have a basement available to you, closets are good places to be. Bathrooms are too. You just want to put as many walls between you and the approaching tornado as you possibly can as the storm continues to move back to the south and west. Okay, so pretty good circulation showing up with this on the radar. Now, because we don't have a lot of wind going on in the atmosphere, we're not expecting this to turn out to be a violent or a wedge-type tornado. But again, what's happening here just to the north of Hutchinson, you've got a storm that's interacting with a wind shift. We've been watching the winds over northern Kansas today switch around to the north, and now the storm is interacting with that wind shift as it moves across central Kansas, and we've been able to spin up this tornado now, again, just to the north of Hutchinson, happening live. Probably going to have to shift the camera a little bit more to the west as this thing begins to move out of the picture. But these are happening, this tornado happening right now in northern sections of Reno County. So as we continue to watch this storm here, again, it's very interesting. We can kind of educate you on the storm structure, if you will. So this is the updraft part of the storm, and this is our wall cloud here. It may be a half-mile wide. The tornado itself is not that wide, but it definitely appears to be perhaps something, the dust cloud makes it look a little bit larger than it may actually be, but it's hard to tell from this vantage point here how large the tornado may be. But obviously we have a circulation in contact with the ground. Merrill, you've got some additional.
Well, it's hard to tell. We're looking at that what we call, look for. It looks like the dust we're picking up here looks to be straight to the east and slightly southeast of Nickerson right now. So it's not the best that I've seen where, we look for the debris ball. But certainly it's something, because it still looks like the main circulation. Let me switch over. I need some cooperation from the computer. There it is. And you can see the area where the rotation is still off well to the east-northeast of Nickerson right now. So I don't really think that what I was seeing there was a debris ball.
Okay.
I think it was just a reflection maybe of some other things that are going on in the atmosphere right now.
Okay, and we're just basically, that's the kind of technology that's very useful in nighttime situations when we don't have eyewitness accounts or we're not able to see what we're seeing right now live on our Capitol Federal Skycam network looking back to the north. It's worthwhile if we can go back over to Max 2. Let's put a storm track on this, because for those of you that are watching in Hutchinson wondering, is this thing going to move right into the city itself? And right now the storm is actually drifting back toward the south and west, so we're not expecting it to move into Hutch. But I would say if you're on the west side of Hutchinson or just to the northwest of Hutch, you probably want to play it safe here, because this thing, these storms sometimes have a mind of their own. The whole thing is gradually drifting back toward the south and west, and we want you to be safe. Again, we're not expecting an outbreak of tornadoes this evening. It's certainly not that kind of setup, but there is a wind shift that's draped right across northern Reno County, and as the storm merges with that wind shift, it's allowing it to spin up this tornado that we're looking at to the north of Hutchinson. I'll zoom in just a little bit tighter here because we want Nickerson to show up on our map. map because that is where the storm is closest to right now. And as we go in a little bit tighter here, you can see Nickerson showing up here. Here's the boundary that it's interacting with. And we talk about this wind shift. It's also going to be referred to as a boundary sometimes, and it's the circulation right in through here, just to the north of Willowbrook here, Hutchinson down here on the bottom part of your screen,